Good morning, class. Before we start our class, I would like to remind you about the COVID 19 appropriate behavior since we are fighting with this disease and we need to fight with the disease without still we don't have any vaccination for it, so we have to be a little bit aware that what we should do. So it's very important that you should wear a mask, follow physical distancing, maintain hand hygiene. And how you are going to do that? You should wear mask properly. It should be properly covering your face, nose part especially, and mouth. It should be properly covered. You should stay at least 6 feet from others so that you stay away from the infection which could be carried to you if you are a part of some crowded place or somewhere. So please maintain that 6 feet distance from others. Next, you should wash your hands frequently, always with soap and water for at least 20 minutes so that in case any virus is there on the hand, it should wipe off from your hands. And not to, remember, you should not touch your face. Do not share food and drinks with others. So these are some basic these are the basic behaviors we should make part of our life in this present world. Definitely, a few of the things could be carried on for a longer time because this virus, what we think, is going to stay with us for a longer time. So it should be our habit. Continuing with your regular class now, children, I'll be starting with this note making. Although we have discussed this earlier also with you, but reminding the things again and again makes the things strong in your brain. Let's start with this, and you are going to recall what we did earlier in note making. So, this note making question comes in your exam, almost of 8 marks, which is divided into A and B part, where in one part you have to make notes of the passage given to you, and then in B part you have to write the summary of it. So, this note making process is very easy. It's not a big thing. You simply need to understand the passage first, and then the key points in that passage you have to accumulate in the form of headings, different headings and their subheadings. Let's start from the title. Title, I have not written any title here because I'm going to give you a passage which you will pause your video and then read that passage, and then we are going to do it. But first, you understand these steps, how we write how we sort out these questions. Top of it, you are going to write the title, but title you will only write when you read the thorough passage. What is the key point? What actually the passage is talking about? That should be the title. So you should not be in hurry to write title, simply reading one or two paragraph. Read the passage carefully. Now, next, when you have started writing notes, notes is divided into different headings. These headings, say you have 3-4 paragraphs of passage, you write the heading of the first paragraph, actually what that first part of the passage tells you, and then subheading could be given what is being talked in that paragraph. There could be subheadings also. Say this different parts are explaining other things, so that could be given. Again, next paragraph or one or two paragraphs, again next heading could be given and their subheadings could be given. It's not necessary that there is subheadings down there in that one. So here I have divided into 3, or you can even write it into 4 headings. That depends on the length of the passage. Now, when we are writing these notes, definitely, when we are writing notes, that means we are writing in a short form. We are in hurry to write the notes. So we can use different types of abbreviations in between so that takes less space, and say a single word is repeated again and again, we could use some kind of abbreviation. So you need to explain those abbreviations in the end, because those abbreviations which you are writing, for example, govt is short form of government, MSMNG is written for mismanagement, NS for national security. Depends on the passage what you are talking about. I'm just giving you a hint how to write abbreviations, key to abbreviations in the end. And then you write the summary. B part, you are going to attempt the summary. So, whatever notes you have made up there, you are going to summarize it here. Generally, the summary is one third of the original paragraph. Now, let's discuss I'm going to show you a passage. You are going to pause the video, and then you will be reading that passage for some time, and then we'll be discussing. Next, I'll be discussing with you how to write the notes. Here, this is a passage which is given to you. Now, I would suggest all of you to pause the video for some time, and you should read this passage carefully once or twice. Depends on your understanding. Because before you go and attempt this I'm going to discuss how to make notes of it. So you should read it first on your own, so that you will be able to understand how notes are made. And then the question is given to you. On the basis of your reading of the above passage, you have to make notes on it using heading, subheadings. Use recognizable abbreviations wherever necessary. Supply an appropriate title to it. And next is write a summary of the above passage in 80 to 100 words. Children, the question comprises of different things, and they have asked all the things from you, whether it is title, whether it is the notes divided into headings, subheadings, or even you can give subheadings, which I told you. And last but not the least, abbreviations are also should be mentioned there. Each and everything in the examination carries marks, so you have to be very careful when you are answering the question. So everything which is asked by the examiner should be answered in this. Second part comprises of the summary. So I hope you have read it. Kindly pause the video and then you can read it. I hope, children, you have read it. Now I'll start with the notes. When you have read the passage, let's find out how to make the notes before uh, framing the notes in your notebook. First of all, you should point out the key points. See, this first paragraph, it is talking about Maasai tribe. So I have underlined it that it is Maasai tribe, and they are talking about them that they are very great kind of fighters. So the heading I have given that they are famous fighters. Maasai tribe, they are famous fighters. Next, which this first part explains, is that where they live. So they have explained about that they live in Kenya and northern Tanzania, and what they used to do, they used to raid the neighboring tribes. So these are the important points which I have highlighted in it. So the first paragraph is highlighted with the key points which I wanted to write in my notes. Now coming to the second paragraph, this tells about their uh, looks. So I have given they have explaining about the Maasai that they are handsome, tall, slim with light brown skins. So they are basically explaining their physical appearance. So I have given the title the Maasai with their physical appearance. So in the subheadings, you can describe what kind of people are they. They are tall, slim, light brown skins with straight nose, long hair. This could be description. And they don't they do not belong completely to Negro race, but they look like as if they are belong from the people of ancient Egypt. So that points are given in this second paragraph, so these points I have highlighted. Now next, when you are coming to this part of the passage, these two paragraphs combinedly describe the kind of life these Maasai people live. I'll be highlighting the paragraph where. So, this is describing that Maasai, these people are nomadic people. This whole is describing that they used to roam from one place to another for the grazing of animals. So, heading could be given that the Maasai people, how the nomadic kind of life they live. And then in the subheadings, you can describe that how these people roam from one, they move from one place to another, and for what, for the grasses, for their kettles, and this kind of and they don't have any kind of permanent kind of homes. What kind of homes they build? They build a kind of camps called manyata, and this kind of houses they built, and they call this as manyata. um, and these are camps. And now next part is also describing what kind of structures their huts were having. So with the heading we have given that they used to make their huts with wooden poles, and they it is bent into a U shape. And we can even use this is the framework. They use the framework is, if we use framework. And then what kind of things they use? They leaves, small branches, trees, mud for it. And this kind of house was made where there was only opening left for the door, and there were no windows. Even you can explain that how they use cow dung also. And this kind of explanation is given. And next part is explaining that they don't use any furniture, only wooden stool for the head of the family. That could also be included. It's up to you. So these important points I have highlighted in this next paragraph. Now, again, the next part is explaining what kind of life these people live. No, this next paragraph is also explaining how they build a thorn fence around their houses. This could also be highlighted for the safety of their house, and this keeps the people and cattle safe from wild animals. Now, next part is describing their present day life, that they don't live with wars, no wars between the tribes presently, and they go for hunting also. And lion hunting is a test of their courage. And they used to wear this lion mane around his neck to show that he is a lion killer, the person who used to kill the lion. And next, it is also told about these people that they live a comfortable life, they are happy with their traditions, and government is doing so many things about them. And now they love their old age tradition customs. And these people now, these Maasai tribes, people, they welcome visitors to their village to experience their culture and traditional lifestyle. So these important points I have accumulated through the whole paragraph, what actually the writer wanted to speak through this paragraph. So now, as you have read the whole passage, in front of you have highlighted the lines or the points which I need to use in my notes. Now, children, I would be telling you all the points which I have discussed with you in the passage which was given to you. I have made a notes based on that in a systematic manner. I would like you people to follow this format so that you people don't make errors while making the notes. See, this title I have written in the end when I have gone through the whole passage, that this is about the Maasai tribe, their life, their previous history, and present time. So I have given the title like that, the Maasai tribe, their life. You can even write their life, history, and their present time. So, what I accumulated, what this passage is all about, I have given that as a title. Now, starting with notes. See, you have to follow a proper format for it. Say you are starting writing a title from this place, so your notes numbering, your heading numbering should also follow the title line like this. It looks more clear, it looks more appropriate. The children who used to write in the computers, they know how to use the margins properly. The same kind of margins you have to use here, uh, indicating that this is your heading. This is the heading which you are talking about in the first paragraph, that it is Maasai tribe, where you write about them that they are famous fighters. No need to write long, lengthy lines. Simply, you have to indicate what you are talking about. Note making is about that only. No more complete sentences. So again, two subheadings I have given with different numberings, 1 and 2. Lives in Kenya, northern Tanzania. I have explained about where they live, and they raid neighboring tribes. See, I have used abbreviation for neighboring in short form, which I am going to use later on in explain what this abbreviation means. This is basically neighboring tribes. Generally, we make abbreviations. We exclude all the vowels. Vowels, that A, E, I, U, or U sounding words, we exclude them and we simply use the word. And sometimes some words are written in short form that could also be used as abbreviations. Now, second part is I have explained that Maasai people physical appearance. You know that was the paragraph which you read just now earlier, where they were describing about the Maasai people, how they look, their physical appearance. So again, I have divided into four subheadings: tall, slim with light brown skin, straight nose, and long hair. See, and is to be used again and again. So I have used a symbol abbreviation for it. So in a very short form. So I'm this abbreviation I have used. Don't belong to Negro group. Again, another abbreviation. Belong. I have used in short way. Belong to people of ancient Egypt. See, the words which are frequently used, those I'm using it for abbreviation, so that if I'm using it again and again, it saves my time. Next, uh, next third part, when I was explaining that they are nomadic people, how they live. So I have explained that Messiahs were nomadic people. That title I have given, that heading I have given to the third. The third heading is this one, and now subheadings are given. First subheading is move from place to place from gas for cattles, build manyata, a camp. And third heading is given use wooden poles to build huts. Again, another abbreviation I have used here, wood for wooden, WDN. As next, I have given subheadings, because next part they were describing about the huts, how they build it. So I have used it in how they build the their huts in the subheadings, that they plant use U-shaped wooden poles in circles on earth. See, wooden again is used with short work. Fill framework with leaves. This again, framework is used in short form with leaves, branches, mud. Plaster with cow dung. These all are the important points which I underlined in the passage just now in front of you. So these underlined things I have including in the notes. Opening kept for doors, no windows. And then again, fourth subheading was not describing about the house, but they were describing that they don't have any furniture, no furniture. And then fifth heading, subheading is put throne fence around manyata, so that and what they do it for. Again, subheading is given, keeps them safe from wild animals. So this way I have described about this. So it is up to you how you divide different headings and their subheadings. Here subheadings are also given, but please notice this thing, that when we are writing headings, they are in the single line. If we are writing the headings, they are in the single line. But if we are writing subheadings, they are little bit inside this, so it is showing that they are subheadings. It represents a clear view of this thing. So next is your and fourth heading, which is describing their present day life. Nowadays, no wars between tribes and their life. What kind of life they live in present day time. So that last heading describes that. So that is Maasai warriors go hunting for lions. Again, their subheading is given that that lion hunt is a kind of test of courage. Then second is given that lion killers wear lion's mane and gives were given honor. They were honored because they were brave people, they consider. Maasai live comfortable life. Now that describes that how these Maasai people live a comfortable kind of life. Now, fourth heading, subheading is given. They invite people to experience their lives, how they live. And you can even write about that if you wanted to include that point that these many government, Tanzania government and Kenya government is uh, opening the different kind of a program so that they live there, leave their semi nomadic lifestyle, but they wanted to live that kind of life only, but they are living comfortable life. So now all these things, whatever we have made in the notes, this kind of format you should follow, which makes your work very systematic. This kind of headings and subheadings and sub-subheadings could be written in this form, so that as I told you, systematic work is always liked by everyone, and it appears that yes, you have the idea what this passage talks about. Coming to the next part of the question, we have completed all the notes. After that, you have to write key to abbreviations. Obviously, you have to tell whatever words in the short form you have used, why you are using those words. That is, sometimes you have shortened the word, you need to explain what kind of this abbreviations you have used. Say for and, we have used the word is and BRGs for neighboring. See how I have shortened this? I have just reduced the vowel sound E, I, even G is also, GH is also being reduced. O, U, I. So these kind of words I have reduced and just shorten it to neighboring this kind of word so that I can get the idea what is it for. Simply for belong, you have indicated the word belong. WDN for wooden. FRM, WK is for framework. So that kind of abbreviations which you have used in the passage you need to explain. Now children, then comes the second part of your question. That question is summary. When you are writing summary, so definitely summary is made from the notes which you have made. uh, you can even use your own simplified language, but remember the keywords. Actually, keywords are the words which describes actually the points which are written in the passage. So you cannot avoid those keywords, but yes, definitely you can use your simplified language so that your summary looks like a summary. It should not look as if you have copied the whole passage. So irrelevant things which are very much detailed is given, which are not relevant, we can exclude that, and summary should comprise of basically the notes basically helps you to frame your summary. So whatever is written in the notes, now I am reading it to you and you will be clarified with this idea that yes, we have summarized this passage with a note with the help of our notes formed. The Maasai tribe live in Kenya and northern Tanzania. They are famous fighters and attack neighboring tribes for cattle. They are handsome people and belong mostly to the same race as that of ancient Egypt and not to the Negro race. See, you have not given the whole detail of their nose, eyes, hair, but simply you have mentioned that they were handsome people, good looking people. So, no need to give so much detail here in the summary part. Simply, handsome people describes that what kind of good features they have. And next, you describe they are nomadic people looking for grass for their cattle. When they settle in a place, they build a camp called Manyata with dome shaped wood frame huts in big circles. They put a thorn fence around Manyata to save themselves from wild animals. And lion hunting is a test of courage for them. Nowadays, they live comfortable life and invite people to experience their life. You can even include one line also that they love their culture. I have forgot to include that. You can even include that kind of line. This summarized the whole passage, and this is the best way when. But remember, children, I've at this point I wanted to indicate to you that unless you practice this once, twice, thrice on your own, you won't get perfection in it. So it is quite necessary that you read the paragraph, and the way I have taught you to make the notes, the way I have taught you how to make summary, even the key abbreviation, all these things need to be followed systematically, and then it is going to make your this question perfect. Practice makes man perfect, and I hope you all are going to practice it thoroughly. I'll be giving in your homework part, I'll be giving you the work based on this passage. I'll be giving you one passage, and similar question you have to do in your notebooks. See, there is that passage which I'll be giving it to you. If it would be better for you if you get it, the photocopy of that from your MS Word, and then paste it in your notebook, and then you write the notes based on that and summary, so that when you are revising you can at least see what from where you are making the notes. Underline it the same way, the way I have taught you how to underline the passage today, the kind of underlining we have done in the passage, that is going to make you more no you'll be more perfect in finding the keywords from the passage, and that definitely help you to make yourself perfect with this work. So I'm going we started with your appropriate behavior of for COVID-19. So again, I'm ending my lesson, revising those things with you. Please wear masks, follow social distancing, and maintain health hygiene. That is required from all of you to be safe at your homes, even, and study hard. And definitely, I would be saying that practice the work which I am giving it to you on your own. Thank you, class. Thank you very much.